Hello, welcome in. It's the John Cast Podcast. Thanks for following, subscribing, and doing all the things you need to do to make this podcast a success. I truly do appreciate it. I appreciate the comments on Spotify, on X, Facebook, Instagram, all of them. John Cast Podcast on Instagram, and I believe on Facebook too. Should probably know that. But on today's episode, we're going to talk about the NCAA Tournament. We're going to talk about women's basketball, the Wisconsin women's basketball team with a big win. You're going to hear from Carter Booth, Grace Egan, and from women's basketball, Nikki Kirsten. Now, these, if you're watching on Spotify or YouTube, these are also going to be interviews you can watch because these were filmed thanks to the Badger Sports Report for Egan and Booth. I just recorded Nikki Kirsten ahead of time too on this. So you're going to be able to watch these interviews is my whole point with this. But great week for Wisconsin volleyball, 2 wins in the NCAA tournament, including a win over North Carolina. Thing that stood out the most to me about that was the substitutions. And I talk about that with head coach Kelly Sheffield on this week's Kelly Sheffield Show, which you can hear on ESPN Madison in our pregame coverage, which starts at noon on Friday. We're starting our pregame at noon. When are the Badgers going to play? We don't know. 30 minutes after the conclusion of Texas and Indiana. That's for sure. So that could be anywhere from right before 1 if Texas really spanks Indiana to, as late as 2 p.m. if that's a really slugfest type of 5-set thing. So anyway, you can listen to the Kelly Sheffield Show on 100.5 ESPN Madison at 12 p.m. That's when our coverage starts. And then if the Badgers win on Sunday, they'll either play at 2 p.m. Central or 6:30. So we'd have coverage at 1:30 or at 6 p.m. Depending on what time they put Wisconsin if they win. But the Kelly Sheffield Show also will be on ESPN Madison's YouTube channel. But, just talking to Kelly about the substitutions he made in that third set against North Carolina, which I thought, like I said, stood out to me, was he brings in Miley Chan, who had played in 18 sets prior to coming in against UNC. And she comes up big for them serving. And then he brings in Trinity Shad-Series, who's had limited playing time this entire season. And then she comes up with an assist and a block. Like, it was like the perfect scenario. And I love that those players, that anybody on this team, like Kelly will call your number, you better be ready. And I love that they came through and were ready in that situation. So Chan comes in and Shad-Series, and Shad-Series has that big block. Man, that was awesome. She had an assist to Egan as well. It was just so fun. And Mimi Collier after the match said, she had tears in her eyes after the block from Trinity Shad-Series. And I think that just shows just the way that this team celebrates each other's victories, each other's success. And that was such a cool moment, I thought, to see them come in and impact the match, impact the trajectory of the season, really. And get that third set win, help them get that third set win over North Carolina. So I thought that was really cool. Speaking of Kelly Sheffield, let's get to what he had to say. It's now regional semifinal, perhaps a regional final. Wisconsin has now made 13 straight Sweet 16s or regional semifinals. If they make it to the Elite Eight, that would be 8 in a row to the regional final. And I asked Kelly Sheffield on this week's Kelly Sheffield Show, when you get to this point of the season, of the tournament, what are some keys to victory? Like, what really needs to go well? And here's what Kelly told me on this week's episode.
You've got to apply pressure to people, right? And where does that pressure come? I didn't think North Carolina served us particularly tough. And so we felt really, really good about our ability to side out and be in system. And I think there was a lot of confidence that gives your team. And this time of year, you have to be able to serve aggressively. You have to put pressure because the teams that you're playing are usually pretty good at siding out. So serving becomes more important. You'd rather play a team that keeps the ball in at 98% of the time and you're in system and you can find a rhythm than a team that is just, when it's in, is just blowing you up and it's hard to get a rhythm because, of things. So service pressure becomes more and more important. Your ability to hit out a system becomes more and more important. Your ability to defend people's primary shots becomes really important. Those three things become even more important.
Once again, the Kelly Sheffield Show will be on this podcast on Thursday morning. You can listen to it at 12 p.m. as part of our pregame coverage for Wisconsin versus Stanford. And makes a lot of sense. Can you put pressure on the opponent in a number of different ways, especially behind the service line? It's kind of like a key to almost every match in volleyball. But that's what Kelly had to say. It was one of the most important things come this point of the NCAA tournament. All right, let's take a listen to some of these past interviews in case you missed it. I had a chance to speak with Carter Booth. So here is Carter Booth. Let's see if I can get this up like this. And you can watch this if you're watching on Spotify or on YouTube. Here's Carter Booth kind of just talking ahead of last weekend's first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament.
Here with Wisconsin's Carter Booth. Carter, how would you describe the way you're playing individually and the way the team's playing right now?
I mean, honestly, I think I would use the same descriptors for both. I would say that we're playing relentlessly and aggressively, just working hard and constantly trying to throw something at the other team for them to deal with. I think our defensive efforts have gotten so much better. And I think personally, just my transition has gotten a lot better. So, yeah, I think we're just relentless right now.
Yeah, what has it meant for you to have Charlie Furbringer back? She's been back over the last stretch of the season, and it seems that you two are really in sync.
Our connection has really grown, and I think it just allows us to run such a complex offense. It's really difficult for defenses to catch on to what we're trying to do, and it opens up so much court.
This building, you have a couple of matches left here in this building. What has it meant for you to play here at Wisconsin and play in front of these fans?
I mean, it's meant everything. I love Wisconsin, and I will miss it dearly, and I'm just excited to put on a show for our fans for one, maybe two last times, hopefully, and just get going in this tournament.
How would you describe your career at Wisconsin?
I would just say it's been a climb. Like, I feel like every year I've improved, had some bumps in the road and things, but I think, and Kelly said this before, I think I'm playing the best volleyball that I've played my entire career, and that's how it should be. It's you come here, you work hard, you get better day by day, incrementally, and I think I'm seeing the results of those efforts right now.
And then finally, after the college season, professional volleyball is on your plate. Now, I know you were drafted in the third round of the Major League Volleyball draft, but what's that process going to be like for you as you decide to you take your next step?
It's just right now, I wouldn't even say taking it day by day. I'm not even taking it at all. I'm focused on, what we're doing here and getting through this tournament and going far with my girls. I would say after leaning on the support that I've found, there are incredible people and incredible connections that I've gotten from Wisconsin. So leaning on those to guide me through that process is definitely going to be my game plan.
Thanks, Carter.
Thank you.
There you go. That's Carter Booth, thanks to the Badger Sports Report. And Carter has been playing phenomenal. She has 0 hitting errors over her last 3 matches. I'm doing the math live, so this will be fun. 27 kills over those last 3 matches. Oh my gosh, her hitting percentage is 675. 6-7. Is that right? Did I do that right? 27 kills. Let's see here. 27 kills off 30, 40. Oh, wait. I think she's hitting a little less than that. Hold on. I told you I shouldn't have been doing math on the fly. Anyway, she's hitting above 500, either 540 or 675. I don't know. I don't want to spend the time to do the math right now, but 27 kills and no hitting errors over her last 3. Also had a chance to speak with Grace Egan. So here's Grace Egan's pregame interview in case you missed it, talking a little bit about this season.
It's been a while, but how are you feeling physically?
Feeling great. I'm really excited.
Oh, hold on. Time out. And by the way, if you had to turn up the interview with Carter Booth, I apologize. That audio was a little low. Let's try it.
Insoles too.
Okay, perfect.
Here's Egan. Start it over. Here we go. Grace Egan.
I know it's been a while, but how are you feeling physically?
Feeling great. I'm really excited. I just got new insoles too.
Okay, perfect. I know you had shown me your insoles at Northwestern. They had a hole. I mean, how long have you been playing with a hole in your insoles?
Oh my gosh, I think for weeks. sadly, and now I feel like a new player with them.
So the NCAA tournament is here. What was Selection Sunday like for you and your teammates?
It was like almost like Christmas morning. It was so exciting. I mean, like just the joy and like seeing all the teams and just celebrating with your team is just a really good feeling.
Do players look at brackets the way fans do? Like, do you take out a bracket? Not saying that you're filling it out or anything,
Right.
but do you look at it and kind of just take a look at what's going on?
Yeah, I take a look, and then just like after that, just like really zoning in on like little parts of the bracket and just like worrying about one thing at a time.
Talking with Grace Egan, in what ways do you think you've improved as a player this season?
I think just like finding strength and like finding new things and finding new like tools and working with my teammates different ways and just like talking a lot, and I think that's really important.
What's it like to be part of this offense? There's so many talented offensive options, including yourself.
Yeah.
As an attacker, what's that like?
It's like really empowering. I feel like it's really challenging for blockers to like figure out who's Charlie's gonna set. So like, I mean, just throwing them off their game, it's really fun.
So outside of volleyball, what do you like to do?
Ooh, I like to kind of just be by myself, kind of just like doing something on my own, going for coffee, just like kind of being on my own.
Is there a TV show or something you put on the background when you're just hanging out? Is there a favorite TV series or
I don't
movie?
know about favorite, but like I could watch a whole season in like a day.
Okay.
So like watching a lot of movies. I like watching like thrillers.
Yeah.
I like those, yeah.
Okay. And then finally, I've been meaning to ask players about this imposter game that you guys have played. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It's on the phone and one person's an imposter, everybody else kind of knows what the word is, and you go around trying to say keywords.
Yeah.
Who's the best at that imposter
I
game?
have to say me.
For real?
I have to say me. They say I'm a good liar, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
If it's not you, who's next? Because I watched Carter do it, and there's
Yeah.
something to her strategy.
Yeah, I think Carter, I mean, she just like always has like the hardest words. She always finds something like we're all like, we don't even know what that means. So like, okay, you're good, you're safe.
If you've never played, I'd suggest downloading that to your phone, imposter game. It's really easy. It's really fun in a group of people.
Very fun.
Thanks,
Yes.
Grace.
Thank you.
And there you go. That's Grace Egan from one of my pregame interviews. Her insoles, she's not joking. At Northwestern, she showed the insoles and literally holes like near her big toe. And I think there was probably a hole near her heel or something. I don't know. It was just a couple of holes in that insole. So she was, I've never had holes in my insoles. I don't know if you have. That means there's a lot of work going down. So thanks to Grace Egan and thanks to the Badger Sports Report for that video. All right, women's basketball, 7-3 and now 1-0 in the Big Ten after a huge win over Michigan State to start the Big Ten season. 20th ranked Michigan State. The Badgers pick up a big home win, now undefeated at the Kohl Center. I'm telling you, if you haven't gotten to a game, go check out a women's basketball game. This team is different. I think this team is going to catch some people by surprise. I'm still being very cautiously optimistic, but I think this is different. I think it's different this year. You can see it in the results. You can feel it the way the energy around the team, the vibe around the team, whatever you want, however you want to describe that. And like I've said in the past, they've got so many different players that they can go to if they need a basket. Everybody celebrates everyone else's success, and Gift Uchenna was the latest. Ronnie Porter had a great game in that Michigan State contest as well. Those two almost had triple doubles, 3 blocks shy of a triple double for Gift Uchenna and 2 assists shy for Ronnie to become Wisconsin's first ever triple double. Didn't get it, but they got the win. And I think the next big test will be, I don't have the date, but it's coming up after the non-conference, a couple more non-conference games. Here, I bring up the schedule. It's just a couple clicks. Couple more non-conference games for Wisconsin, including Elementary Day. Or Education Day, rather, against San Diego, IU, Indy, and then on the 29th, they'll be at College Park to try to beat a team that they've never beaten before and top 10 in the country. I'm not saying they're going to go into College Park and pick up the win. I'd love it if they did and have that first victory against Maryland as a program, but it's another benchmark or another test for this team to kind of try to get a better sense of how they're going to fare this year in the Big Ten. I'm super pumped about Wisconsin women's basketball this season. And if you don't know the team, let's get to know them a little bit more. Freshman point guard Nikki Kirsten was part of my halftime interview for that game against Michigan State. In case you missed it, here's that interview with Wisconsin's Nikki Kirsten. Nikki, what piqued your interest in choosing to attend the University of Wisconsin?
Gosh, there's so many reasons. I mean, just being in the Big Ten is amazing. Such a competitive conference. Wisconsin's an amazing school, obviously, and being close to home, I get to have my friends and family come out to a lot of games. Just being in a conference that's localized around the Midwest area, and obviously the coaching staff was absolutely amazing. I think they were a big pull for me to come to Wisconsin, and I think that was the most important thing, is that they had the same values that I had, and that really drew me here.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the coaching staff. What is it like to be a freshman on the basketball court under this coaching staff?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, Coach P has told me numerous times, she's like, you don't really have the opportunity to be a freshman, and she reiterates that all the time. And I think that just instills a confidence in me, because it shows me that she has so much confidence in me that I don't just get to go out there and play like a freshman. You know, she expects so much more of me, and it shows that she has that confidence in me. And I think that allows me to play more freely, and just being out there knowing that I have that support from my head coach and the whole staff and the team, it's really great.
Yeah. What would you tell a high school player who's maybe considering Wisconsin?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I think one of the biggest things is get on campus, being face-to-face with athletes, the coaches, or just in general with the people. It's amazing. And the campus, I mean, you can look at pictures of it, but it's absolutely beautiful in person. And but just make sure you figure out all your different pros and cons of everything. Obviously, not every school is for everybody, but again, it's one of the best places you can be in. You have all 4 seasons, you have everything here. So I would definitely say it should be something that you think about at the top of your chart.
So much has been made about the we over me mantra or attitude of this year's team. How would you describe the team dynamic?
Yeah, I would say the dynamic's really great. Even from summer, we started off with the we over me kind of thing, and I think that has really passed on over to the start of the season now, and it's emphasized every single day in practice. Coach says it, she says it, she'll send us like texts about it, like send us like little scriptures and stuff, and just kind of like reminding us that it's bigger than just you and yourself. Like, everybody is a part of this team and makes a difference, and we know that without somebody or whatever it is, it's going to impact us, whether you maybe play the whole game or you don't play as much, whatever. Everyone has a role and makes an impact. So I think now that we kind of have this in our mindset, it changes how we play, and it allows us to play with more gratitude rather than just being very entitled feeling.
Talking with Wisconsin's Nikki Kirsten, I have some random type of questions, kind of either or. You ready for these?
Yeah.
Okay. Dog or cat person?
Dog.
Do you have a dog? A pet dog?
Yeah, I have 2 dogs.
Oh, what are their names? What kind of dogs are they?
Their names are Teddy and Bella, and one's a Maltese and Yorkie mix, and the other one's a Hava, so a Havanese and Maltese mix.
Okay. Would you rather have a steal and a score, or a rebound and an assist?
Probably a rebound and assist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Instagram or TikTok?
I would say Instagram.
Oh, interesting. I think that's kind of an upset there.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Okay. Your major is sports journalism and broadcasting, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Have you thought about what you want your future to be like after basketball?
Yeah, I mean, I think the end goal for me is I really want to be a sideline reporter, like be on ESPN, be one of those reporters on the side. I think just like my goal is that I want to help people share their stories, and I think that's what a lot of sideline reporters are able to do. And kind of staying within sports for me is a big deal, because I think I have like a great connection with it. I always have since I was really young, and I just can't imagine ever being outside of it. But yeah, I think it would be a dream of mine to be on ESPN as that reporter. All
right. Finally, do you want to do one of these halftime interviews for me in the future?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I'm serious. We'll hook it up. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it.
All right. Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you.
There you go. That's Nikki Kirsten, part of my halftime interview when Wisconsin upset number 20 Michigan State. Final thoughts as I wrap up today's podcast. The senior recognition by Kelly Sheffield with the Badger seniors after every postseason match is, you got to stick around after the match to witness that. It's really cool. It's great to see the crowd and the players kind of recognize each other. So Mimi and Allie and Jada and Carter all got to get that last round of applause from the field house. And I know the players Really appreciate that as well. So that was cool. Get out to a women's basketball game. Highly recommend it. I think the Big Ten better be on alert. What does that mean? I'm not sure yet. But I know they better be on alert. Thanks to those who responded. If you've been listening this far in the podcast, once again, I ask you, would you be willing to pay money for a behind the scenes type of weekly podcast, maybe in the future, maybe next season? Let me know. Less than a cup of coffee. You can do it it'd be through Spotify. Here's how it'd work. You'd be through Spotify. You could subscribe to this podcast. I think it's like $2.99 a month. And you'd be able to get exclusive behind the scenes type of podcast. My vision with this, if we do go through with it, just to let you behind the curtain, is basically kind of like behind the scenes podcast, maybe short interviews with people on the road or people at home, extended hotel room tours, maybe extended walk and talks, and just things that occur throughout a road trip or throughout a homestand, things like that, behind the scenes type of stuff. And it would be a podcast that you could listen to. I'd make it listenable, but it'd really be also a lot of visual. Think vlogging? I don't know. I'm not sure. If no one wants to pay, then that's fine. I won't do it. But if enough people say, yeah, that'd be kind of cool, maybe I'll think about doing that in the future. So I'll also put a poll on this episode. So vote on the poll if you're interested. And I'd love to see the results of how that comes out. So I'm going to make a poll on this week's podcast. All right. Thanks to everybody involved in the podcast this week. Badger Sports Report. You can listen to the games on ESPN Madison. So thanks to the Badger Sports Report. Thanks to Good Karma and ESPN Madison. And the Kelly Sheffield Show airs at noon. Our coverage starts at noon. Then the Badgers will play in the regional semifinal against Stanford and try for their first win ever over the Cardinal. All right. That's it for this week's edition. Thanks for listening. This has been the John Cast Podcast. Goodbye.